Comrade President and comrades, there are three messages of greetings from left parties. All India Road Bloc. Dear Comrade Sitaram Yechury ji, I am in receipt of your invitation to attend and address the inaugural session of your party congress, scheduled to be held on 6th April 2022 at Kannur, Kerala. Thank you very much. You may be aware that the National Council meeting of AIFB is going to be held on 7th, 8th and 9th of April 2022 at Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Therefore, I am unable to attend your party congress. Kindly excuse me for this inconvenience. However, I wish all success to your party congress. This important 23rd Congress of CPIM is being held at a time when our country is confronting serious socio-political and economic crisis due to the anti-people policies of the Modi government. The Modi government is undermining the time-tested democratic and secular characters of our motherland. The vast majority of the people in the country are taking to the streets to protest against the government policies. We are confident that your party congress will chalk out appropriate program to strengthen our struggle against these communal and fascist forces. We are of the opinion that our country is demanding a unified platform of all secular, democratic and left forces. This unity will not be materialized just before elections. It can be developed only through protracted struggle against the autocratic policies of the government. The CPIM has a major role in this regard. We hope that this important congress of your party will also discuss the crisis being faced by the left parties of the country in the contemporary period. We are relentlessly organizing mass movements of the farmers, working people, youth, students, women, and other marginalized people. But our organizations are unable to translate these people's resentments into popular votes during elections. A concerted effort is needed to examine the lacunae in our movements, and we should adopt collective measures to rectify our shortcomings. Once again, I wish all success to your 23rd Party Congress and hope that the deliberations and resolutions going to be adopted in this historical Congress will strengthen the left unity in our country. The Central Committee of AIFB extends revolutionary greetings to all the delegates of the 23rd Party Congress of CPIM. Thank you. With fraternal greetings, Debabrata Biswas, General Secretary, AIFB. Communist Party of India, Marxist-Leninist Liberation. Dear comrades, it is heartening to note that the 23rd Congress of the CPIM begins today at Kannur in Kerala. On behalf of the Central Committee of the CPIML, let me extend warm communist greetings to all of you and wish your deliberations all success. I am thankful to Comrade Sitaram Yechury for inviting me to this inaugural session. But unfortunately, as the dates of your Congress clash with our Central Committee meeting in Ranchi, I am therefore sending this written message to greet your Congress. As you assemble for your 23rd Congress in the shadow of a prolonged pandemic, we are witnessing yet another war in Europe. Putin has declared independent Ukraine a mistake of Lenin and is threatening to undo it by bombing the second largest former Soviet republic out of existence. The war on Ukraine has been on for more than a month now and has already killed thousands of civilians and forced millions to flee for safety. India has the largest number of foreign students studying in Ukraine, and yet the Modi government did precious little by way of diplomatic initiatives to stop the war or logistical arrangements to ensure speedy and safe evacuation of Indian students stuck in Ukraine. Just as Modi's India has betrayed the Palestinian cause in the face of intensified Israeli aggression, it now effectively supports Putin's invasion of Ukraine. The victorious revolution of 1917 had not only snapped the imperialist chain in its weakest link and freed Russia from the shackles of the Tsarist autocracy, it has also ended the toxic domination of the Great Russian chauvinism to turn the prison of nationalities into a multinational socialist confederation. Geopolitical factors apart, the current war is essentially an attempt to destroy the Leninist legacy. We Indian communists cherish the revolutionary legacy of Lenin and raise our voice for peace and justice, rejecting Putin's war and the US-NATO expansionist design in Europe. Since 2014, we have been facing the disastrous Modi regime in India. With every passing day, the fascist agenda of the government is becoming bolder and its aggression more intense. In the name of development, public assets are being brazenly handed over to a few corporations. And in the name of a strong nation, the rights of citizens and states enshrined in the Constitution are being systematically ended. Dissent is being incriminated and silenced, and rational, progressive voices are being relentlessly stifled in the academia, media, and cultural sphere. If the pandemic emboldened the Modi government to seek opportunities in the crisis, the 75th anniversary of India's independence has come as an opportune moment and platform to hijack many of India's freedom movement leaders and rewrite the history of India's freedom movement and the very meaning of independence from the Hindutva point of view. Clearly, modern India has never faced such a severe and sustained assault on the diversity that defines India and the basic democratic framework that has sustained India's unity and advance, however retarded till now. The weak institutional framework of Indian democracy is crumbling in the face of this fascist offensive. This reminds us of the warnings that Dr. Ambedkar had sounded at the time of the adoption of India's constitution. He had described the constitution as a top dressing of democracy on a soil that is essentially anti-democratic. And 7 decades later, we see that topsoil cracking up. We have now clearly reached a stage of fascist aggression where democracy has to be rescued and defended by all means. Even as the institutions have proved to be weak and deficient, the people of India have sensed the danger and are coming out repeatedly on the streets in unprecedented struggles. The Shaheen Bagh movement for equal citizenship, student youth protest for campus democracy, education and jobs, the farmers' agitation against corporate takeover of agriculture are all reassuring signs of powerful people's resistance on the ground. Whatever gains opposition parties have managed to make in recent elections are attributable primarily to the energy and strength of this people's resistance. As communists, we have to play a key role, not just by way of sustaining and strengthening these struggles on the ground, but also enriching the content and tempo of opposition politics with the agenda and spirit of these struggles.